Hello everyone, it's Matty G. I'm here to show you how to do some terrain editing. I heard a lot of people were having trouble with it, so I thought I'd do a little quick video, show you how to do it. Now first you're going to need a lot of cash, that's a given. We're here on Elm Creek, in the bottom right hand corner of the map, just to show you how to do it. So for example, we will show you how to create a hill with smooth ramps, water feature, more ramps, different levels, how to create these, how to make flat surfaces, etc. So let's jump into it. Right, so let's make sure you've got your control panel on so you can see everything you're doing. We'll jump straight into construction menu. Just get into a nice position there. Straight over to landscape, sculpting, and we're going to start with leveling today. So you want to make sure that you heighten the strength of the area you're going to be covering, your brush size. You do that by pressing up on the D-pad if you're on Xbox. PlayStation I'm sure is very similar. PC there will be a control there in the left hand corner for you. Change it to the brush you like and the size you want, square or circle, doesn't particularly matter too much. Press and hold, that's the key. If you're going to flatten, you need to hold, and then you just draw, literally. It will flatten everything that your cursor is going on as long as you own that bit of land. I'm going to go for a nice area here. Now, we're only going to be a bit of a rough guide here, but there we have it. So there's your nice flat area. So say for as an example, you want a nice little shed, and you want the shed over here. It's on a nice flat surface. I always suggest that even though you've got a nice flat surface, because it would love to terraform everything, get it to the position you want. Bob's your uncle. There you go. Right, back over to the landscape, because you now want your farm to go up to the next level. Understandably. This is where the fun comes. So you want to go to this one. It's called a slope. Again, get your area roughly how big you're going to want it. So as you can see, that's about a trackway, so you want it slightly bigger than a trackway. Make sure you, again, turn the strength of it up. Select your point. So once you've set your slope point, come out to where you want your slope to be, and then just click and draw. And then keep going back and forth over the same area. Widen it if you need it to be wider. There we go. Pretty simple. Switch over to what I like to call the smooth tool. It's called soften. Again, you want to highlight that a little higher contrast, and then just sort of tap it rather than hold it down too much, because you don't want it to go too smooth. You just want to get those sharp edges out of it, and then you can hold it towards the bottom to smooth out that area at the bottom, so you've got less lumps. What we'll do is we will jump in the tractor. Got one here ready. Now obviously what you do is you can paint all that slope up, so you've got trackway and whatnot, and we will get to that. Yeah, just want to have something stand by so that you can actually make sure that that's as smooth as you like, and as you can see, that smooth as anything getting up that bit. Just swing this out of the way for a moment. Back in build mode now, and now what we're going to do is we're going to create a heightened area on top of here, which is where we're going to set a house, just so we can show you. So first you want your heightening tool. Again, you want it nice and wide, maximum heat, or power shall we say, and this is where you've got to be careful, because your raises A but your lowers X, and we're not wishing to lower it, we're wanting to raise it. Make sure you own the area first. There we go. Once you've got a desired height point, like so, you just use the leveling tool. Again, heighten it up. Set the center on the point where you've made it high. And as you hold it down, you'll see the rest of it sort of grow to match it. And depending on how big you want this area, you just sort of paint. There we go. Not so hard. Now you've got your big area, you're going to want to slope that up. So again, you're going to want a nice, decent size slope. Hit that slope target point, which will be here. Come down to where you want your slope. Probably going to have a nice snaky slope. There we go. Straight over to the soften tool. And you just want to soften it up a little. You don't want to hold it too much, because you don't want it to bank way too much, especially as you go up. And get those jagged edges off. It won't look too good. Don't worry too much if you miss a few. And again, you can do that around here as well. Now on some maps you have better paints or paint palettes. On Elm Creek they're very basic. On some maps you do have rock faced paint, cliff type paint. Obviously we don't own this bit of land where it's warped there, so it's not going to smooth at that end. But there you go, you have a ramp to get up and down. Right. Next thing you're going to want to do, jump into paint. You want to make sure you've got grass selected. It's already grass, that makes it easier. You go to your plants, get your grass. You want to cover that all in grass. It's all the same. There's a method to the madness, I assure you. And obviously you might do some more painting when you terraform this area land into however your farm wants to look. But for the second we're just putting grass everywhere. Very roughly. I'll show you why. We go over to your paint and you find whatever you're going to use as your roadway. I'm just going to put some gravel here. Now you can draw your roadway in. The roadway up. And then you just get to your smaller brush sizes and touch up your corners however you want to. Well, obviously we're not going to be too... And then you can see now the road contour as it bends round up to your top of platform here. I believe I have a farmhouse on this map, so I do have others installed. Let's just go for one of these. There you have it. Now have a house up there. So you've got your roadway up there to your house. Now, it looks weird like that, I grant you. But here comes the beautiful bit. If you get some certain decoration mods, our ones are in plants. Over here we've got some very, very nice rocks. Some of them are very large, very nice. And the good thing about these is a lot of them you can get them to sink in to the mounds themselves. Trying to think which ones are probably better to use. Just go around placing them into the mound as best you can. It doesn't have to be great the first couple of times. You can fill them in with smaller rocks, or even bigger rocks if need be, like so. So there you have it, placing a few more rocks around there now. As you can see, it makes it look a bit better. Now you can do the same with any rock formation, slopes or anything like that. If you can't paint them, you want to do it. Now the reason we put grass down first is it is easier to paint on top of grass than it is to try and fill in gaps with grass. You end up going back and forth through the paint menu. We don't want to do that. So yeah, that is how you do the hills, mountains, nice and slopes. What we'll do is we'll quickly jump back in the tractor so we can show you those. There you go. And now you've got a house on a hill or on a mountainside if you really wish it, with views. Now to build some waterways. Now obviously you will need to have a mod installed that has water. There is a good one out there. But yeah, it's into sculpting. Make sure on the lower version this time. They do not have to be too deep unless you really wish them to be. And once you're ready, lower is X. I'm just going to lower a couple of points. Like so. Jump straight over to the leveling tool. Make sure that that middle point is dead smack in the middle. Hold that as a level. Now as you draw with it, it's going to create your water surface. Well, it's going to create your depth for your water surface. Now, I'm just going to have a little bit of a shapy one. There we go, that'll do. Now the trick to the water surface is, first you want to make sure you smooth the edges off. Otherwise you're going to give it you need a nice smooth surface for the contours. They're too sharp, they won't work. And the trick to any softening at all is when you go over it, you'll see the circle will be broken. You hold it until the circle is all coloured in again. There is no sharp edges within there. So we're going to say that's good enough. That's done. No. Right. Now, if you're going to be doing anything, you're going to want to find something that you can put at the bottom of the water. Probably just go with dirt for now. I mean, again, some maps will have a paint for this sort of thing. And there's a reason and a method to the madness. There's a reason why we paint before we put the water in, why we decorate before the water goes in. Now, luckily enough, the mod with the water has got a cheap price tag, so if you get it wrong once, you can change it a million times. Now, if you've got the right water mod, they'll be under your decorations. And there are various sizes, as you can see with this one there. This one, there's many different sizes. You got to find the one that's going to fit your hole, pretty much. And there you have it. Nice little pool of water with rocks all around it, with a split level. So it looks like the water's coming down to a small watering hole. So you can possibly fence this off, have some chickens or anything, or animals in here, free roaming ones. Look like they're using it, and again here, so they can get access to it through the rocks. Probably should have terraformed that corner a little better, maybe have made that rounder, but being quick is the best way of doing it. And again, you can have your roads go wherever you want. So that's a quick show and tell, if you like, of how to do a bit of terraforming and using the in-game controls. So if we come across to the pool itself, you'll see here, you just walk straight into here. There's a few rocks in there. It's water, it's not overly deep, but it probably will drown a tractor. And if you're very clever, you can build yourself stepping stones up to a diving platform. Whee! Now obviously you don't have to have a house on a mountain. This was just to show you the difference in level and height and what you can do to almost show that from the landscape point of view. So until next time, Matty G, peace out.